As a female founder, it's been really exciting to be one of the less than 2% to get VC funding. I'm Liza Rodewald, the CEO and co-founder of Instant Teams, and my co-founder and I are both active duty military spouses. And we founded Instant Teams to help create remote job opportunities for military spouses, but to also help companies create flexible, dynamic remote workforces of military connected talent, and to have a platform to be able to manage all the HR technology that powers a remote workforce. Interesting because Instant Teams does have a niche market, and it's been both a blessing and a curse. So some people look at that and say, wow, you've captured an amazing market that nobody else has been able to tap into and been able to successfully do that. And then the one big thing I had to overcome was the limitation factor. So people hear, oh, you're building, remote workforces and you're using military spouses. How big can that really get? And so I had to get really good at showing the numbers, because there's 1.1 million active duty spouses, 4.3 million veteran spouses. There are millions, 26% unemployment rate. So there are millions of these people looking for work. If I even employed 10% of them, I'd be one of the largest companies in the United States. So just laying those things out for them so they understand, like, although I have a niche and it's a big market advantage, it's not a disadvantage. And so I had to get really clear about like bringing out the numbers right up front so that they would understand the big picture of what I was really building and trying to do. So as a military spouse, I got relocated to Oahu right when I was going to raise our first round of funding for Instant Teams. And so I was so excited when my husband got orders, but then because I loved Hawaii, I was really excited, but I was like, how am I going to raise money from Hawaii? Like, this does not seem like, the venture capital of the world here. And so a mentor of mine actually in California, Bo Rogers, knew Shanoa. And he said, when you get to Hawaii, you need to link up with Shanoa, she's in the space there and she'll be a good contact for you. And so I did. When I got here, I emailed Shanoa, and we were going to have like a Zoom meeting like this. And then something happened that day, and she said, can you just meet me in person for coffee? Because, she was going to be transient in and out. And I was like, perfect, even better. Like, I can meet you in person. That would be great. And so her and I had coffee. I explained, Instant Teams and the model, and she really got it and was excited about it. She took me to, that happened to be the luncheon of the Hawaii Angels that day. So she asked me, and I went as her guest, and I met, some of the Hawaii Angels and had a really positive experience doing that. And so when the next cohort kind of came up, her and I were already talking, and she was like, I'd really like Instant Teams to go to the cohort. And at that point, it was just, a no-brainer for me because I've already gotten so much support from them. I'd already raised some money from the Hawaii Angels at that point. So coming into Blue Startups was just a really natural progression for Instant Teams. And so I was really excited to kind of take the next step and get to work with her a little bit more, and also represent, a Hawaii-based type company in the cohort. So it was a great experience. I will say, I got a lot out of it that I didn't even anticipate getting out of it. I went in with a mindset of continuing to build the network, continuing, to get us positioned to raise the next round, because I knew we'd be raising some more funding. But I made a lot of really great connection with the other founders in the cohort too. People that are, going through the daily craziness that it is when you're a founder, being surrounded by them was very encouraging, because then on a day-to-day basis, you could be like, what's happening here? Oh, let me share my experience, just helping each other out and encouraging each other on the way, because it can be a pretty lonely road being a founder. So, just making sure your mental health is in check and you're, have a support system. And Blue Startups was a really great support system for us. So a very positive experience there. And then when we went to San Francisco, I was really blown away from the introductions that they gave in San Francisco. It was such a packed week, but when I went down to look at all the people that we had the options to meet, it was really amazing. And some of the best, VCs and investors were in some of our meetings, and to be able to have some one-on-one time with them was just invaluable. So I, love Blue Startups and will always support them and encourage any company that's thinking about it or has the opportunity to do it. I think it's an amazing investment in yourself and in your company. During the 3 months at Blue Startups, I will say the company went through a pretty transformational change on the sales side, because we really started focusing on building out the sales team. Up until Blue Startups, it was me and my co-founder. We did all the sales. And although it was working and we were getting traction, we knew you can't scale if we don't have some other people helping and working through that. So that was one of the laser focused things that I set my intentions for while I was at Blue Startups, was really focusing on building out the sales team. And so that's when I met Jeff Kratz. He came in, mentored, kind of helped me organize we brought on 2 business development reps. Shanoa was great. She was always like, Liza, hire more than you need, because some people will work, some people won't. Great advice. And out of that, we ended up with an amazing business development rep who still works with us today. And she has brought in, I tell this story because VCs and everyone are just like blown away by the fact that my BDR through cold outreach has brought in customers to us like Walmart, CrowdStrike, Seesaw, like some of the biggest companies she's managed to get into Instant Teams doors just through code outreach. So she's amazing. So that is like a structure that worked really well and that I focused on and was a big success and very transformative to the company, because at the end of 3 months, we have someone other than me and Erica that can focus full time on sales and nothing else, right? Because we do sales, but we also I was still the tech person, still, Erica was still the marketing person. Like we all managed all the people, we did all this, like we did everything, right? So being able to segment that and have some extra support was amazing. My main advice for companies coming in is to come in with a purpose. You're gonna get out of it what you put into it. And so if you come in with a very specific purpose of something you wanna work on, something you wanna improve, a metric you want your business to be at by the end, an amount of money you wanna raise, like just very specific targets, then when you go, you're gonna meet a bunch of people. Like it's all about putting a bunch of people, important people in front of you so you can choose who you want to network with, who you want to build relationships with. And if you already know why you're going into it and the purpose, then that makes that decision so much clearer. So when you meet 15 people the first week, you know the 2 or 3 that you're really going to target to really build a relationship with to take off. So our VP of sales came from a mentor at Blue Startups who worked with us as an advisor for 6 months. Then he came on full time, and he was, just that one thing was worth, going through Blue Startups by far.